Continuing our story of Joseph in Egypt, we remember that he interpreted the Pharaoh's dreams about 7 years of plenty, which means that there was a lot to eat and lots of rain fell and the crops grew and there was lots and lots of food, followed by 7 years of famine. Famine is when there is no food to be had. Probably it didn't rain enough and all the crops dried up. And in the dream, it said that the cows, the thin cows, consumed the fat ones. Consumed means that they ate them all up. So Joseph told the Pharaoh to store all the grain for 7 years so that they would have enough when the famine came. And when we last left our story, Jacob had heard of the food in Egypt and had told his sons to go there and get some food so they wouldn't die of hunger. Jacob sent his 10 sons to Egypt. However, he would not allow Benjamin to go with them. "He is Rachel's only living son," he told the others. "If something happened to him, as happened to Joseph, I could not bear it." The brothers went down to Egypt. They were taken before Joseph, Pharaoh's steward. Joseph recognized them at once, but his brothers did not recognize him. Many years had passed since they had last seen him. Joseph now looked and spoke like an Egyptian. "Why have you come?" he asked them. "My lord," they answered, "we are 12 brothers, sons of a man named Jacob. We have come to Egypt to buy grain." "You are lying," Joseph said. "I do not see 12 here. I only see 10. You are spies." "No, my lord," the brothers insisted. "What we say is true. We are not spies. One of our brothers is dead. The other, the youngest, is with our father in Canaan." Joseph pretended not to believe them. He threw his brothers in prison. After 3 days, he released them, saying, "If what you say is true, return to Canaan and bring back your youngest brother. I will keep one of you as hostage." Reuben, the oldest, turned to his brothers and spoke to them in Hebrew language, which he did not think Joseph would understand. "This is our punishment for what we did to our poor brother Joseph." The others sadly agreed. Joseph could not bear to hear any more. He left the room. When he was alone, he wept. After composing himself, Joseph came back. He ordered that Simon be kept as a hostage. The others were to be allowed to buy grain and return home. Soldiers tied Simon's hands with ropes and led him away. Joseph's brothers were taken to the nearest granary. Their sacks were filled with grain. They were given more grain to feed their donkeys on their journey home. Unknown to the brothers, Joseph also ordered that their money be returned. The Egyptians secretly placed their gold and silver shekels back in the grain sacks before sewing them shut. On the way back to Canaan, the brothers stopped to feed their donkeys. Their gold and silver, all the money they had brought with them to Egypt, lay on top of the grain in each sack. The brothers could not understand what was happening. First Simon taken hostage, now this? What is Yahweh doing to us? They wondered. When they returned home, the brothers told Jacob all that had happened to them in Egypt. "Pharaoh's steward, the lord of the land, spoke harshly to us. He accused us of being spies. We had to leave Simon with him as hostage before he would permit us to buy grain. He will not release Simon unless we go back, bringing our brother Benjamin." They opened the sacks of grain and showed Jacob the money sewn in each sack. Jacob threw himself on the ground, holding his head in both hands. "First Joseph is gone, now Simon, and now you tell me you want to take Benjamin too. Cursed I am that such misery is my lot." Reuben spoke gently to his father. "Allow us to take Benjamin to Egypt. I swear to you, no harm will befall him." Jacob thrust Reuben away. "No, Benjamin will not go. He is the only one left of Rachel's children. If anything happened to him, I would die." The famine continued. Soon all the grain that the brothers brought back from Egypt was consumed. They had no choice but to return again. This time Jacob relented and allowed Benjamin to go with them. For without more grain from Egypt, the whole family would starve. Jacob gave his sons a rich present of gold and spices to give to Pharaoh's steward. He also told them to give back the money that had turned up in their sacks in case it had been placed there by mistake. Then he kissed Benjamin and gave him into Yahweh's keeping, wondering if he would see him or any of his sons again. The brothers went down to Egypt. They came before Joseph and gave him Jacob's gifts. They also returned the gold and silver, saying, "We found this money in our sacks after we came the first time." "God must have given it to you, for I know nothing about it. I already had your money," Joseph told them. He ordered Simon released. While waiting for the guards to free him, he chatted with the brothers. "How is your father? Is he still alive?" Suddenly, Benjamin stepped forward. "Is he your youngest brother?" Joseph asked. When told that he was, Joseph murmured, "Yahweh be gracious to you." Overcome with longing for his home and family, Joseph rushed from the room and wept. After washing his face and hands, Joseph returned and ordered a banquet to be prepared. All the brothers were given generous portions, but Benjamin received 5 times as much. When the brothers went to the granary, Joseph gave the same orders as before. Their sacks were to be filled with as much grain as they could hold, and the money they paid was to be returned. This time, Joseph also ordered that his silver drinking bowl be hidden in Benjamin's sack. The brothers set out for Canaan at dawn. They had not gone far when a troop of Joseph's bodyguards caught up with them. "Is this how you repay my master's kindness, by stealing his silver drinking bowl?" their captain asked. "We stole nothing," the brothers protested. "If we had come as thieves, would we have returned the money we found in our sacks the first time? Search our belongings. If you can find your master's drinking bowl, you may put to death whoever stole it. The rest of us will become your slaves." "No," the captain said. "Whoever has stolen the bowl will become a slave. The rest of you will go free." The brothers unloaded their donkeys. The Egyptians searched the grain sacks one by one. They found the silver bowl in Benjamin's sack. Stunned, the brothers wept and tore at their clothes. How could they return to Canaan without Benjamin? Their father would die when he learned his youngest son was lost. Together with the Egyptians, the brothers returned to the city. There they came before Joseph. Judah threw himself on the ground. Looking up at Joseph, he pleaded, "My lord, our father is an old man. Our little brother Benjamin is the child of his old age. Our father dearly loved his mother. He is the only one of her sons still with us. His brother is dead. If our father loses this child, he will surely die of grief. I beg you, my lord, let the boy return home with his brothers. Let his punishment fall on my head. I will remain behind as your slave. Do as you wish with me." Judah was no longer the harsh, violent man he had once been. Years ago, he had sold his brother Joseph into slavery. Now he offered to become a slave himself for the sake of his brother Benjamin. Joseph could control himself no longer. He ordered all the Egyptians to leave the room. When he was alone with his brothers, he threw his arms wide, crying, "I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into slavery in Egypt. Do not be frightened or ashamed. It was not you, but Yahweh who sent me here, to preserve life in the land during the time of famine. Go back to Canaan. Tell our father that Yahweh has made me a powerful man in Egypt. Come to me without delay. Bring your families, your flocks and herds, all your possessions. I will settle you in the land of Goshen. I will provide everything you need." Jacob, his family, and all his household left Canaan and went down into Egypt. They settled in the land of Goshen, which is in the northern part of the country, between the cities of Ramses and Pithom. Jacob's children multiplied and prospered. Yahweh blessed their flocks and herds with abundance, and they continued to worship him. Jacob's family remained a distinct people among the Egyptians. The Egyptians called them Hebrews after their forefather Abraham, who had come across the river from Ur. They also called them the Israelites, or the children of Israel, after their father Jacob, whom Yahweh had named Israel the night they wrestled together at Peniel. Before he died, Jacob asked his sons to gather before him, along with Manasseh and Ephraim, the sons of Joseph. He gave them his blessings, each in turn. Afterward, Jacob said, "My life is nearly over. Bury me in the land of Canaan, in the cave of Machpelah that my grandfather Abraham bought for our family to use as a burial place." Jacob lay back on his bed after saying these words and spoke no more. Soon he breathed his last and was gathered to his ancestors. Jacob's sons followed their father's bidding. They carried him to Canaan and buried him in the cave of Machpelah between his father Isaac and his mother Rebekah. Then Joseph and his brothers returned to Egypt.